Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Focus on Liberia. I am the West African correspondent, Edward Amara. I want to take this opportunity to wish you a happy Eid Mubarak. We also want to appreciate, the forum also want to appreciate our Muslim brothers who fervently fasted for the past 30 days. Today, they have rekindled their hope in God, and I believe such opportunity will be extended in time of blessing to all nations. And we are absolutely happy that throughout the past month, since in Liberia and Sierra Leone we are stabilized, even Nigeria, although it's just a normal occurrence that political destabilization does take place, but it was not heightened. Maybe in the Muslim world, we are expecting prolific attacks as it used to happen. But I think some of those things we are minimized. And I believe the 30 days prayer will help end the war in Iraq. And also maybe do away with the political commotion, if not perpetual war in Iran. Then because demonstration, maybe I can see popular demonstration in Iran. These are popular Arab states. Then Saudi Arabia may also try to minimize its attack on the Houthi rebels in Yemen. And maybe we can see North Africa, we definitely change its style. It is unfortunate and quite amazing that, the 31 days of prayers and fasting. We also notice some other anti-development activities. Actually, one of the Arab states, I can describe it as an Arab state in Eastern Africa, that is Sudan. We are thinking and hoping that maybe political leaders cannot forestall peace into the country. The coming of Eid Mubarak, which was announced to have officially taken place today, would have actually maybe reconsolidate the country, install peace and stability, even though 72 hours peace trials was actually agreed. But with that all, the situation was definitely violated. And the two generals are still having sporadic fighting in the capital city, Khartoum. Today we have basically three news headlines. We have two in East Africa, then one in Southern Africa. The two countries involved, one is Sudan, the other one is DRC Congo, and the final one is in Southern Africa, that is South Africa. You know, Southern Africa, the interesting thing part of it, we already have a country that names itself South Africa. So we decide now to call it on the continent as southern part of Africa or Southern Africa. So that is why countries in the south are known as Southern African countries, because there's already a country in South Africa named as South Africa. Maybe if there was a country on the continent of Africa named as West Africa, I think we would have our countries have been described as Western African countries. So welcome to this all important news. It's a disappointment, it's a throwback or not, it's a calculated insult because of the type of political misbehavior that is happening today in Southern Sudan. Northern Sudan. It is unfortunate that because two generals want to control the country at all costs, that country has been thrown into a total political chaos. Civilians are being macheted with guns. And looting is taking place all over in Khartoum. Darfur has also joined the political chaos. There we are sporadic gunfire had and fighting today in the capital city, Khartoum. Although the so-called generals agreed on a 72-hour peace, unfortunately, they did not live up to that expectation. It was perfectly agreed that there should be a peace accord, 72 hours, starting from today, which is Friday, Saturday, and it will end finally on Sunday. And world leaders were actually hoping that this will enable them agreed a permanent peace that we want make the African nation to actually have a semblance of peace. What is so interesting again, these so-called generals, even with everything that they are doing, they are still claiming that they will ensure that the country has a perfect transition from a military government to a civilian government. But actions speak louder than words. Action speaks louder than words. The action currently in the Sudan cannot, there are no sustainable or substantial facts to substantiate their statement. According to them, they are fighting for who should lead the Sudanese army when finally a civilian government would take place. Unfortunately, the Sudan type of leadership have never been far away from the barrel. The like of al-Bashir, who led Sudan for over 30 good years, did so perfectly by leading a divide and rule system, empowering the Janjaweeds. Under Dagalo, these people were involved into bitter war. The metamorphose, or if not change their name, into the Rapid Support Forces. Today, you can see the al-Bashir's mentality into the Sudan. And Russia is supporting the Rapid Support Forces. China is also backing them because they are doing illicit trading in gold mines. The United States have also, on several occasions, sanctioned the government of Sudan. So world powers are involved into the Sudanese dispensation of power. All of them have selfish, unscrupulous political interests. It's a clear indication that the Sudan is definitely heading for doom. And unfortunately, the powers on the continent have not been able to have a perfect order. Africa is a merely divided continent. You have demonstration, you have political and economic war, you have religious war, you have ethnic war, and you even have race war on the continent. Our continent was infected with pests, with viruses. They have divided all carefully by shaping our philosophy. People thinking the French way, people thinking the British way, people thinking the Portuguese way. People can even think Belgian on the continent. Even the religion infected us. It made some people Muslims, They made some people Christians. Some people are free thinkers. Very soon we may see the existence of Buddhism and Hinduism on the continent. We have people who still believe in the ATR. Unfortunately, the ATR has been condemned and relegated to the status of evil. No wonder, irrespective of what happens on the continent, we need an African solution. We don't need the mentality of the Europeans to negotiate or to tell us how to negotiate. We have a man, as they say normal, as there is an adage, they say the first thing a man is responsible to do is to think for himself. But we are no longer thinking for ourselves. And our leaders are biased, they are unscrupulous, they believe in prejudice mentality. They are so corrupt, they believe in embezzlement, and they have bastardized the very peace of this continent. Today we live in a status of relegation. Look, everywhere you turn on the continent, you hear bad news. Look how Sudan is being thrown into a chaotic situation. Interestingly, Europe is even planning to evacuate its citizens, especially the EU, from the Sudan. America will also do that because they have alleged that the envoy have come under attack. And speaking of Europe, of course, Germany and others are involved. They will definitely, the EU, will definitely evacuate their citizens. Then popular condemnation. But this case, fighting have not been taken too much, have not been taken into higher account like what is happening into the Ukraine. When almost on every media you see them vuvuzela in this news. It has limited attention. Still our African brothers are being stupefied. Solidly stupefied to continue believing in the white man mentality. I can tell you this particular war into the Sudan is sponsored by the West. America, Russia, China, their mentality to divide this particular continent, each coming with its own selfish interest. That is why you may see or you continue seeing if America supports a ruling party in a particular country, Russia will support the opposition. So each time there is a position or there is a tendency for clash, such may result into bitter war because they use us against ourselves and they sell their arms and ammunition. Without war, those arms and ammunition America produced over the past years will never be sold. This is why, instead of Africa developing its economy, improving its technology, the agricultural sector, what our government will end up doing is to buy arms and ammunition and create militias to support themselves. Because the European or the Western mentality is slowly dividing us. So they create a situation where they and only they will benefit. The war that is going on into Europe, especially between Ukraine and America, do you think that America is losing anything? No, they are losing nothing. They are selling their weapons. Let's forget about Ukraine. But now they have vilified Russia. And if Russia has been vilified, all the countries in Europe want to have a fortified system. And they are buying arms and ammunition from which country? Especially Russia. So arms and ammunition that they produce 20 or 30 years ago will definitely be sold. Africa is being divided. All countries fighting war on the continent will definitely buy illicit weapons from these guys. This is why they will fight at all costs. Even Russia, it's the same thing. If you take like Guinea, what do you think Guinea will be interested in to buy? Weapons. Will they fix the economy? Lie. A capital? No. A capital, L-I-E. They will never fix that economy. Will Burkina Faso fix its economy? No. They will buy arms and ammunition because they need to fight. Will places like Ivory Coast fix its economy? No. Ouattara knows how he came into power. Mali, will they? No. They end up to buy arms and ammunition. Go to DRC Congo. What is the government of Tshisekedi believe in? He want to have an ammunition to fight against the rebel. Uganda, we are having few rebellious group growing up. Museveni will try to fix his arms and ammunition. So we are just having generals leading the country. So they know exactly if they can divide all through weapons and create pandemonium. We have civil rebels and social rebels. The best this government now can do now is to go ahead and purchase arms and ammunition. So we are at the losing end. Africa, wake up. We are at the losing end. The Sudan is an epitome of example. After everything they did to ensure that peace come, at the dying minute, it has been thrown into another chaotic scene. So almost everything now is the way it is. I'm wondering what may happen in the next few days. And unfortunately, the generals are saying no negotiation. The Sudanese army is claiming that they must at all costs disarm the rapid support forces. Rapid support forces are not giving up. They want to conquer the Sudan. So Russia, China have their own clandestine support. Both America and Britain have their own clandestine support. So who are left to suffer? It is the poor Sudanese. There is now a shortage of water, blackout. Then you watch all of these things. It's a chaotic situation. When the chaos is there, people will definitely end up to suffer. And when they suffer, it is America that will benefit a lot. They have everything that they are doing. And most of what they are doing, they will definitely succeed. And as I speak, America is on the verge of doing everything they can to see that they have a fortified base on the continent. And they cannot have a base on the continent where you will see that they do not have anything like economy in return. So they have, are they on radio? They have carefully and logically dividing the continent. They know where to attack. They know which countries are productive. They know which countries are not. So by the time all of these things happen, I am afraid. But I have to confess that we will be slowly going down. The situation. We should be careful on what to do, how to do it, and where to go. So please, this continent needs African support. This continent needs everything in Africa, but our leaders are not helping the situation. They are not helping the situation, and nobody wants to fortify a country that he or she thinks may be destroyed at the end of the day. So that is why you are now seeing different type of mentality on the continent. Almost everybody wants to remain in power forever. And they have thought it necessary to do it at all costs. No wonder, by the time a leader comes into power, they will never develop their homes. They develop Europe. And when they exploit the continent, it is Europe that they go to survive. When they steal our money, they go there. Everything they do, so it's a pathetic situation. Let's be careful. Let's know how we shall handle it. Or else, the generation upon generation may still continue to follow the same suit. Let's go into another story. South Sudan. DRC Congo. In DRC Congo, the M23 rebels have agreed to continue maintaining the peace and unity that have been struck by the regional forces, especially IGAD. In the North Kivu region, they have actually been fighting. They have fought bitter war against the government of Tshisekedi. They claim that they are in minority Tutsi. They are in minority, and the M23 is basically minority Tutsis. They think and feel that without having an armed group, they will not be protected. At any time, they can be attacked and killed by the government. So they are the army general or the army commander of DRC is now calling on the Tutsis who live or who are living in the North Kivu region to go back to their homes. That peace and stability are back. But the people are afraid that these so-called rebels, the Tutsi rebels, are still hanging around villages in northern Kivu. And anytime they feel aggrieved, they may attack. And the government is saying they will not negotiate with the rebels. The rebels are claiming if they cannot have a direct negotiation with the government, there will be no peace. So if this so-called general is now calling on these people to return, how sure are they that they wouldn't be attacked by the Tutsi rebels who call themselves the M23? Because the government is not willing to negotiate with them. And if the government is not willing to negotiate with them, meaning there is a possibility of them attacking. And should they attack, anything is just possible. The civilians will lose their life. And they are not at peace with places like Rwanda. Rwanda has on several occasions expelled Congolese fleeing to their country. Uganda is not too much peaceful with them. So I think Africa, when you watch at the continent, almost everything happens the wrong way. Let's come to South Africa. In South Africa, a family of 10 members were killed yesterday by 3 armed men. They ran. One of them was shot dead. One was captured. Another one is on the run. The one that was captured sought refuge in to a traditional healer home known locally in South Africa as a witch doctor. The motive behind the killing is unknown. It happened in North KwaZulu-Natal. South Africa is almost always used with small arms. And each time the lay South Africans become disgruntled, they take on an ammunition. They can kill anybody. When they become frustrated about the governance system, they demonstrate, they attack foreigners. And they have a policy or even killing family members, they will ask government to pay. So nobody knows the motive behind the killing of those 10 family members. 7 females, 3 males, and a 13-year-old was actually involved. A baby has actually been taken to a hospital which was allegedly injured into the ambush. Those who did the killing, one, as I said, has been killed, one has been wounded and captured, the other one is actually on the run. The police is yet to lay hand on fact that facilitated the killing of those people. So South Africa, with everything, with all their civilization, it has never deviated itself from political killing, from political demonstration, from xenophobic attack, from malicious killing, from arson art. So in time of their behavioral pattern, I can tell you there's one of the bastardized society, but as if they are barbarians. They can kill anybody for any reason. We all know how the late Lucky Dube was killed in South Africa. You see how Oscar also killed his girlfriend. You have a lot of other story that goes on. So let's be careful. This is a continent. We need to be coming up with developmental stories, not odd news. We need to come up with strong economy. But when you browse the continent, you almost see everything coming out is negative. Almost everything coming out is negative. So today we are not happy. Even on Eid Mubarak Day, people were being killed into the Sudan. Properties looted. Most of the property were looted. Arson had committed. And people are suffering on Eid Mubarak Day. One general against another for selfish and scrupulous ambition. Thank you. It's been me, Edward Amara, coming to you with the latest news on the continent. Join me tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you.